Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing great. My name is George, and this is the public update where we will check, as usual, we will check Bitcoin, we will check S&P. S&P is at a very, very important level on the chart, so very important. If you trade S&P, definitely you need to be aware of these levels, and even if you don't trade it, there's still the connection with the Bitcoin. It's not what it used to be. It was great when the connection between the two charts was to the absolute door, but now that's no longer the case. But still important levels, and still the S&P chart could potentially influence what's going on the Bitcoin chart. Obviously, we would check gold as usual because in our group we do have a lot of traders that are actively trading. Also, definitely we need to give them updates, not only them but to everyone here. Okay, so basically we do have the Bitcoin chart, and as usual we need to start with the high time frame. But before I start, I want to check what's going on in the chat. Good morning everyone, ready to rumble as always. Good morning. Sound is good, thank you for that confirmation. Arnold is here, so definitely everything looks good. And because we are here, and if you like what we do, if you like our content, please don't forget to subscribe, share, like if you like our content. And most important, if you want to get more serious about trading, we do have our Discord. So our Discord is free. We have a free section in Discord. Obviously we have premium section if you want to go more in depth about what's going on, if you want to become a successful trader. Also, you can find us on Twitter and on our website successrepeated.com, where we have everything that you need to become a profitable trader. We do have modules, we do have updates every day, we do have live trading sessions. So if you're interested in trading in general, and if you want to maximize your chances to become a profitable trader, I think this is the right place to start. Okay, so basically everything looks good with the with the stream. So let's start, because like I said, we do have a lot of things to cover today. And as always, let's start with Bitcoin chart, naked chart, high time frame, weekly time frame. So let's see what's going on. So my last stream was actually 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, and the price was somewhere in this area, right? And we do have this SNR high time frame SNR flip level, right? That's this this level was printed here, acted as resistance, then it was claimed, flipped, back tested, flipped to support, and it is still our support, right? So this is one level that we definitely need to take into consideration, and this is a high time frame level. Other than that, we still have this section of the chart, and then the lower section of the chart, and the price is still trying to get acceptance back into this upper part of the chart. But for the moment, it is what it is. The bulls need to try just a bit more. And 2 weeks ago I was talking about this setup here. Obviously, when the price is somewhere in this area, the only trade that I would take, and we talk about swing trades here, because at the beginning of the week, it's good to have a high time frame trading plan, and obviously then depending on what's going on, we can go on lower time frame, find day trade, scalps, and so on. But it is important, even if you are a scalper and day trade like myself, it is still important to understand where we are on the Bitcoin chart, and on any chart for that matter, on a high time frame. So I was talking about this section of the chart, and maybe it's good to go on a daily time frame. And I was talking about a possible long, depending on the reaction. And that long trading idea was obviously a swing failure pattern, because at that point in time, we had some liquidity building here. So low, then higher low. So obviously we talk about liquidity, and by liquidity, I mean stop losses. So let's say everyone who longed in this section of the chart, also here, now their stop losses should be somewhere in this area, right? So we all know the price is always searching for liquidity, and since then that liquidity was taken. And if we go even on lower time frame, like 1 hour time frame, right, and let's move to this section of the chart, because And this is why I like this level so much, 25, 222. So this was the setup, right? So I was looking for a swing failure pattern in this area, right? So the price pushing to the downside, taking the liquidity, and then we do have this section of the chart where you can see that this high time frame SNR flipper was acting as perfect resistance, resistance. So in this situation, obviously the first thing that the first setup that I would like to see on the chart for a possible long here, it's a swing failure pattern. However, we don't actually get the swing failure pattern here. And instead of a swing failure pattern, we get a failed auction. And this is what I was updating my team. Like, look, this is not a swing failure pattern. And now we need to see what's going on, right? What's going on the chart. And any kind of bullish scenario must be based on the price claiming this level. If that happens, we move from a swing failure pattern scenario to a failed auction scenario. So instead of a quick run, quick liquidity run, and then the price reversing, we had this range going on here, range. And when this level was claimed, the price starting to push to the upside. So definitely, and this is why we trade based on reaction, right? Because we are waiting for a swing failure pattern, but we're also prepared for a failed auction. And until this level was claimed, as you can see, resistance. So the trading plan was very, very simple. You trade this small swing failure pattern, you book some profits here because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, yes, fair enough, we've got this one, but the other option could very well be, boom, another lower low. So always the first idea when I'm trading is to protect my capital. So until I get actually the confirmation about this failed auction, those are scalps. Scalps, you book some profits, for example. You scalp here, you book profits here, and this is enough space. I mean, we talk about just above 1%, right? That's good take profit one. You trade here, you get stopped out, you book some profits here, then you get stopped out, no problem. You see another swing failure pattern, you trade a swing failure pattern, you still book some profits here because you never know what's going to happen. The other option is actually to understand that this is a failed auction, give it a wider stop loss, and then let's see what's going on. So really depends how you want to play this kind of situation, but it is important to understand the difference between the swing failure pattern and the failed auction, and it is important to get the best from both situations. You see a swing failure pattern, you trade a swing failure pattern, very easy trade, very clean invalidation, and the possibilities for more upside in this situation are very, very, very good. If you see a failed auction, you need to be a bit more patient. You can scalp, using this level in the situation as a take profit one, or you can wait for the failed auction to happen, and then this is your entry, this is your stop loss, and obviously we need levels to book profits to the upside. So this is what happened like 2 weeks ago, and that was my last stream. And from that, we've seen this push to the upside. It was an interesting push to the upside, interesting push. The price reversed from this section of the chart. We will go more in depth to understand what's actually happened here, what was the main trading idea, what was the best way to trade it. And now let's see what's going on. But like I said, first thing first, we need to start with our ranges. So let's get back to weekly time frame. We do have this level, so definitely this is our support, very, very important support. If this support would be lost, that means weakness, and one would expect more downside, 20k area, or even a new lower low on the chart. So definitely the first level that I would like to keep on my chart is this level, 25,222, basically the 25k area. Then, like I said, we need to start with our ranges, and the first range should be this one, right? Based on this, and even if I extend the fixed range pull to the current price action, the value or low is still here. So what's that telling me? We do have a lot of volume in this section of the chart, not so much, actually you can see from the volume profile, not so much volume in this area, right? So the value area low of this high time frame range was resistance here, and now we see this small front run, right? So let's pay attention to this. This is the first small front run of this level. Now, in terms of market structure, this is still a lower high. So definitely this is not the easiest trade ever. A swing failure pattern of this high together with maybe a touch of this, the value high, would be a so much easier trade. But this kind of small front runs are sometimes harder to trade. Okay, so this is the first piece of information that we do have right now. We do have support, this level, and we do have resistance in this area. So our support is roughly the 25K area, and the resistance is roughly the 28K area, being the value area low of this range, which currently comes around 27,704. And definitely we start to understand a couple of things here. Hopefully everyone can see what I see here. Now, this is, like I said, the first piece of information that we do have. Then we do have this section of the chart. Let's put this with so this section of the chart, right? And then we do have the other section of the chart, the other box being this one. I will include this part too, right? But basically this is what we do have right now on the chart. So like I said, this is the upper box, this is the lower box. So what the price is trying to do is actually get acceptance back into the higher box, and that would actually open the possibility for more upside. But for the moment, as we can see on the chart, this is not possible. And then we need to focus on this section of the chart here. And like I said, we do have this, the high time frame S&R flip level. And we do have a section below this level. And this is definitely, we can pull a fixed range, right? And this is what we get. So this is the top, this is the bottom, and most of the price action is obviously within the value area of this range. Also, this kind of situation, this kind of levels becomes really, really important, especially if the price manages to get acceptance below this level, below the S&R flip level. And why I say that? Because look at this. This, the wick to the downside, is a very, very, very small front run of the value area high of the lower range, right? So this is, if the price will get acceptance below this level, that's the moment when this kind of levels, the value are high, point of control, value are low, and the lower low, this is the moment when they become important. For the moment, it is just information on the chart. Obviously, we had a lot of confluences in this area for the bounce, but additional confluence, the value area high of this range. And for the moment, the price is holding, this level is holding as support, so this information is not so useful. So we will hide it, but still something to take into consideration. Then we move to the next range, which will be this one. So like I said, we do have this section of the chart below this level, and now we do have this section of the chart just above this level, right? So obviously a fixed range should be in order. And this is where we have the first interesting confluence between the point of control of this range, right? And also the value area low of the bigger range. So when you see something like this, this is definitely very, very interesting confluence. And the price rejected here the first time, and the second time we've seen this small front run, right? So this is very, very, very important information if you are trading this kind of charts. Now, this is the high time frame, and now I would like to hide this one, move to daily time frame, and let's see what's going on. So like I said, our ranges, the more quote unquote local ranges, and this S&R flip level, you know, dividing the chart into a lower part and into the top part. So this is what we have right now on the chart. And obviously when we do have a range like this, we can see that we cannot actually split this part of the price action into more smaller ranges, let's say. So we do have the first part. So basically the vast majority of this, of the price action, is within the value area of this range. But we do have this interesting section of the chart where the price was actually, and not only trying, but succeeding in flipping the value area high to support. So support, 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 then breakout. Then obviously this could be another range. And this could be this one, right? Again, not very useful information right now, but if the price moves once again to this area, we do have the value area low of the top range, value area high of the bigger range, and that would be interesting confluence. Then we do have the point of control. Let's not forget about the liquidity in this area. This liquidity was never taken, and obviously the value area high of this range. But for the moment, like I said, this is not very, very useful information. So let's hide it. And since the price got acceptance back into the value area of this range, and most important, below a point of control of this range, right? Obviously, we can see this as a range. We can see this section as a range. So there are a lot of ranges that we can actually use on this chart. But for the moment, I'm interested in this section of the chart. Like I said, since the point of control was lost and since it was flipped to resistance. So definitely that is the next range that I am interested in. And within this range, we do have a couple of things going on here. So first of all, we do have the value area low of this local range plus the value area low of the bigger range, more or less at the same level. So that gives me confidence. This is a good confluence. This is a good confluence. Other than that, we do have the point of control, and maybe someone thought this drop was random, but it wasn't. Also, we can see this, the backtest. We'll go more in depth. The backtest of the value area high, and then the next important level on the chart is actually the point of control. But let's pay attention to what's going on here. So we do have a clear support, and one would say the value of the high time frame S&R flip level is our support. Then we move to this section of the chart, which as you can see was support, support, support wicks, but we can see we do not have a daily close below this level. So you see support, support, support. So the confluence between the value area low of both ranges, the bigger one and the local one, this gives me confidence. Then the point of control, again, resistance, 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 boom, flipped, up we go. And now, and at least for the moment, it is our support. Then we move to this section of the chart, which is actually value area high. Value area high was resistance. Then this big push, price get acceptance back into the value area of this range. And other than that, we can clearly see that resistance, 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 still resistance. Then the price get acceptance above this level, support, and then the support being the value area high of this local range was lost, back tested, and down we go. And now maybe it is the moment to move on even lower time frame so you can see this better. Let's say 1 hour time frame. Let's put our ranges back on the chart. And this is how it looks like, right? So remember, we do have the bigger resistance here being the value area, the point of control, sorry, of this range. But then we do have also important information here, because as you can see, the value area high of this local range was resistance, resistance, still resistance, claimed, back tested, back test, back test. So it was clearly flipped to support. Then the price pushes to the upside, support, and this is where it becomes interesting. See, support, support, support. Then the value area high was lost, back test, back test, back test. Down we go. The price takes some liquidity, right? Then gets back here. So remember, this is an S&R flip level. So resistance, resistance, still resistance, claimed, back tested, back tested. So from resistance to support. And now we get back to resistance, lost, back test, and another back test. Obviously, now it is good when you get the backtest to the absolute dollar, like what we have in this area, right? But most of the time you'll see some wicks above or below this level. So when we talk about this range, and this range obviously is the local range, but it still has more than a month, so still a decent range in my opinion. And when you see something like this, I would like to think more about it as an area. So basically, if we see some sort of deviation from this, so let's say 0.5%, I would say that is not something that That's why I say always think about this as an area. But other than that, these levels, these ranges are basically everything that you need for trading. And because we talk about ranges, also the price was forming here a range just above the value area high of this local range, right? And when we see a range like this, obviously we can use another fixed range pool. Where I'm going with this? Well, this is very, very simple. So the high time frame is very, very simple. We do have the failed auction here, and obviously the bigger target is in this section of the chart. I made that very clear in 2 weeks ago. Also, I posted in Discord, I posted something on Twitter. So definitely this is the bigger target. Also, one needs to react to what's going on here. And I think my last post was on Twitter was here. So I said, look, this is the bigger target, but please don't forget to book profits on the way up, because the one way one could choose to use this information, like, look, I'm long here and I want to book profits here, and that's a valid trade. But the way I like to do it is like, okay, I take this one, I book some profits here, I want to protect my position, right? Then the price moves to this area, which is the value area low. Price get acceptance in here, I book some more profits, could be 5, 10, 15%, something like that. I already have my stop loss at entry, so it doesn't matter what happens, I make some money with this trade. Price goes here, right? We do understand that this is our resistance, this is the value high of this local range, I book some more profits, right? I already have my stop loss at entry. Maybe I move my stop loss in profit, right? And then the price moves here. And this is where it becomes important, this kind of information, because as you can see, the value area of this range is very, very well respected. Value are high, value are low, also the point of control. So this kind of information, so let's say best case scenario, you're in a long from somewhere in this area, you book some profits, and now we need to see if the price could actually move here, which, that is the best confluence to trade, to book like major, take profit, and then let's see what's going on. But sometimes the price decides to stop here, right? And this is where you can use this kind of information based on these ranges, right? We can see what's going on. So the range is forming, value are high, value are low, the value area high of the low range acting as support. Price get acceptance back into the value area, point of control, value are high, high taken, swing failure pattern. You see a swing failure pattern, you trade the swing failure pattern, and you pay attention to what's going on here. Point of control, value are low holding, price back up, point of control, value are high, take the high once again. Obviously, you book profits on the way up, and you see a swing failure pattern, you trade the swing failure pattern. Now, I don't think there was a clear indication here that this is actually the top, because I was expecting higher, and to be totally honest, I was expecting higher to this level, and not only the point of control, basically a 26k area. We do have some other levels in that area, but the price decided to stop here. So if I'm scalping day trading, so I see a swing failure pattern, because we had a series of swing failure pattern, right? Swing failure pattern, great. So you've seen this one, you see one, you trade on, and get this. So let's say you trade it like this, and we do have more than almost 2% to the downside, 2% to the upside, 2% to the downside. So this is how you make money within this range, right? Then also we had another swing failure pattern. You see just a small swing failure pattern, the kind of swing failure pattern that I like to trade on the chart, right? And then the price slowly starts to get acceptance, and we start to see this. So up to this point in time, there's higher high, still a higher high. So up to this point in time, there's no indication that this is actually the top, right? So one would expect more upside. But one thing that we need to take into consideration when we talk about the trend is the market structure, right? So check what the market structure is doing. So, okay, so higher high, higher high, higher high. Swing failure pattern, a swing failure pattern is a higher high or a lower low, depending on the situation. So when you see something like this, you trade, but you trade in more as a scalp towards a day trade. So you book profits, right? Then you move your stop loss at entry, and let's see what's going on. And then the price starts to do this: lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, this is one piece of information that we need to take into consideration. First, the price is not able to make a new higher high, and also the price is building liquidity, because you short it here, you should have your stop loss somewhere in this area, and then possibly move your stop loss at entry. Then you short it here, definitely stop just above the high, and then you move it at entry. Then this, and then this. The price was building liquidity in this area, right? But also lower high, lower high, lower high. And then we start to see this, which 1 hour time frame, this is a lower low, lower high. So we start to see the change in market structure here locally. So that's the first red flag. At any point in time, and I was kind of hoping for that, at any point in time, the price could push up here, take the liquidity, and then let's see what's going on. Push to the upside, then great. I do have the next area that I would like to trade, book some more profits and so on. If the price moves here and we see the stop loss is taken, the liquidity taken, swing failure pattern, I'm more than happy to trade another swing failure pattern, starting as a scalp, day trade, possibly to the downside. But like I said, then we start to see this lower low, lower high, straight into the point of control, and then we start to see a new lower low. So definitely at this point in time, the market structure starts to become bearish. Not only that, but we slowly start to break the top range. As long as this range continues, and this is what I've been posting in Discord in the free section, as long as this range continues, I would favor more upside. Break this range, and then the bearish scenario becomes stronger and stronger. Not only that, but breaking this range, meaning that for the first time in a very, very long term, the price is losing a level, because this, not only this range breaking to the downside, but also this can be seen as a deviation from the value area of this range. So when we see something like this deviation, and the price gets acceptance back into the value area of this range, you can see back test, another back test, that's definitely a sign of weakness. This is definitely not strength, because this was, like I said, support, then lost, back tested, and one would expect lower, which is the next important level on the chart, point of control. This is what we do have right now, the point of control holding as support, right? So this is the way I like to trade these ranges. And as you can see, up to this point in time, I use nothing more than ranges and SNR flip level. And that should be enough to trade this kind of situation. From the low to the high, one would expect higher, 100%. I was expecting higher, but then also I need to see what's going on here. And I do have a clear level, meaning this range breaking to the downside, the price getting acceptance back into the value area of this range, then the point of control, this is weakness, and the point of control is the next important level on the chart, right? This took a bit longer to understand how I'm looking at this chart, the way I like to trade this chart, but also this is giving us the possibility to understand what is the next important level on the chart, and this is where we can actually build a trading plan. Now, like I said, we had this section of the chart. This becomes important, this section of the chart, value area low, point of control, and value area high. Obviously, we still have liquidity in this area. The price was not able to take even this liquidity, so we still have liquidity in this area and liquidity in this area just above this this height here. So we do have liquidity. Right, great. So that is one piece of information that we definitely need to take into consideration, with only one condition. The price needs to get acceptance above this level. If this happens, if the value area high of this range, so roughly 26,750, give or take, if this level will be claimed, then I would say the price has a fair chance to take at least this section of the chart, but also maybe this liquidity above. But for the moment, the price is building a bearish market structure, meaning lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, still a lower low, right? And the price moved here. Now, this is a level where a smart trader will book some profits. If you are in a short, this is a book profit area. And now let's see, and here the only trade that I would take is a long or no trade. So we need to see what's going on in this area. If this area gives me enough confidence to actually take a long here, other than a scalp, because a scalp is always in order. I mean, let's say you're here when this happened, Look, a 1% move, more than 1% move to the upside. So definitely there is a scalp, but we talk about here more than just scalp, maybe a day trade, possible swing trade. So we need to think about it like this. Is this area good enough for a long? So let's see. When we have something like this, we need to see if we actually have some other confluences in this section of the chart. If we do have other confluences, that would give him more confidence to actually to long there. And let's hide what we do have, the ranges that we do have on the chart right now. And let's talk about horizontal levels, right? This is the horizontal levels that we do have right now on the chart. I kept this one. This daily. Obviously, this is a tap daily, but this daily was a very, very good example of an SNR flip level because it was the price breaching the level, but then support, 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 support. Then level breached, back tested, then we go. So that's why I kept it, but for the moment we do have this and we need to delete it. Let's move to daily time frame because we do have a couple of levels. I'm not so interested in these levels for the moment, but I'm interested in this area. So like I said, we do have liquidity here. Also this untapped daily level, 27,707. Also the price printed a new daily level here, right? 27,193. And I really like this kind of levels because not only we do have a daily level, but also we do have liquidity. Then we do have another daily level here, which is 26,572, right? And another daily level, untapped daily level, again, very, very close to the liquidity, very, very close to this SNR flip levels, and that would be 25,143. Also, we do have this weekly level, and this is an untapped weekly level. If we move to weekly time frame, so this is an untapped weekly level, 25,822, right? Followed by this one to the upside, 29,284. But like I said, I'm interested more in this area. So we do have a couple of levels. Let's get back to 1 hour time frame. So we do have a couple of levels here. Great. Now, the other thing we could do is actually pull some fips, right? This is the golden pocket, right? Plus this level that I really like, and it gives really, really good results. So this is the story. So we do have some confluences in this area between this weekly and the golden pocket. The price is here, and this is the moment where I would like to enable the fixed range, right? So we do have the point of control holding as support, but just below we do have this story, right? We do have the golden pocket, we do have the weekly, and also we do have the value low in this 0.71. So in my opinion, obviously I could be wrong. In my opinion, this area, so let's say between this weekly 25,882 and down to the value low 25,640, this area has a better chance for a reversal. If this level will hold, then it is what it is, and I will find a way to get involved later in a scalp or something like that. But I would like just a bit lower in this area where I can actually build a case for a long. So that will look something like this. Obviously, I don't have 2 weeks ago, I had a very, very clear setup based on a swing failure pattern or a failed auction. Very clean invalidation and the possibilities for more upside. This week, the price is somewhere in between, right? So the price is at the point of control, so I don't have a very, very good setup. But, a setup is a setup, and this may be, if the price, again, if this is a big if, this could be the bottom, but I would like lower. This could be, let's see where that is. This could be, technically, this could be a setup, right? So if the price moves here, even if the price goes lower, let's say to the value or low, right? And I would like to trade this like some sort of a swing failure pattern. Either the weekly, again, this is based on reaction, and I have no idea where the price will stop right now. Same story I was saying here. Hey, I do have this level, but I have no idea, because we talk about liquidity meaning stop losses. A stop loss for a long is a short market order. Depending how much liquidity we do have, we could see a bigger wick or a smaller wick. So I have no idea what will happen there, but I pay attention. I set an alert when that alert is triggered and I see exactly what I like to see. Boom, I deploy my trade. Again, this is a big area, big quotes unquote, big area, because let's say from the weekly to here, we do have 0.7%. Okay, so let's pay attention to what's going on here. Obviously, I would like something like this. So let's say the price will do something like this, boom, and then this is my setup, right? Based, let's say, on a swing failure pattern here, then I can actually trade this. My stop loss, I would give it just a bit of space below the wick, and then we need to see what's going on, because let's say the price, if the price stops at the weekly, then that's great. But if the price goes below to this area, right, then we need to see if the price is actually able to claim this weekly. If the price gets acceptance, and I would like to see that very, very, very fast, right, then that is our setup. And then we need to pay attention to the levels that we do have to the upside. Then we do have the point of control, because the point of control is support. Support, if lost, this could be an SNR flip level. So we need to pay attention to this. Let's see if we do have, let's say the price goes to value area low, to the point of control, that's 1.5%. You know, for a scalp, for a day trade, that could be take profit one. If the price manages to claim a point of control, then it's party time, and we do have levels to the upside. First, we do have this untapped daily level, like I said, 27,572, and also the value area high of this range. So we trade this from the value low to the point of control. We check what's going on at the point of control. Weekly point of control, this is the give or take, this is an area. Maybe we book some profits here, right? And then we move to this area, where this could be another take profit. If the price manages, this will look something like this. But again, we need to check what's going on at the weekly. If the price goes below the weekly, if it doesn't go below the weekly, we need to check what's going on at the point of control. This area clear, then the next area should be this one, between this daily and also value area high, right? This could be take profit too. And then if no reaction here, obviously at this point in time, one would like to see locally a bullish market structure forming or something like that, you know, and continuation to the upside and continuation to the order flow. I would like to see bullish order flow, meaning the pushes to the upside with increases in volume, maybe some bullish CVD divergences forming, you know. This is something that I would like to see. I would like to see the open interest increasing on the way up, sustaining the push to the upside, so bullish order flow. And if the price manages to actually to claim this area, then the next level is this. Between here, we do have this daily 27,193. We do have liquidity, and then we do have, and this is the moment when we need to enable the, let's say the bigger range, right? Not this one, sorry, but the other one. Okay, this one. Okay, this one. And this is where it becomes important, right? We do have liquidity here daily, also point of control of the bigger range and some more liquidity. So basically the target is the same as here, but you know, that was a very, very, very good trading setup. This is more like a day trade, scalp day trade, could become a swing trade, you know, possibly. Also, now, because we've enabled the bigger range, also we do have the value area low of this range here. So we have the value area low of the bigger range, value area low of the smaller range. We do have the golden pockets. So, you know, this at least worth a scalp in my opinion. Very, very important. Check what's going on at the local levels, right? And then if the price pushes to the upside, then happy days. We make more money with this trade. Obviously, if we get it, because if this happens during the night, yeah, I could very well miss it, and it is what it is. No problem. This is still part of the trading. You cannot catch all the trades on the chart. Now, this is the first area that I'll be more than happy to trade. Now, if we don't get this and the price will do something like this, so let's say we'll lose this, flip this, and no reaction here, then once again, this and definitely the low comes into play. we could see a reaction here, right? But definitely I would like to see this low taken, where once again, if we see a swing failure pattern, we can trade it. But remember this, this is kind of, this is the first touch, then we have this, we do have this, so that would be, you know, the third touch only in this section of the chart of this level. I'm not sure if this level will hold, meaning doesn't give me confidence, because the general rule about any kind of trade, any kind of SNR flip level is the more it gets tested, the weaker it becomes. So we need to see. But again, if this area will be lost, then the next important area is this daily, where we do have the high time frame SNR flip level, and obviously the liquidity we do have below. If this level will be lost, if this level will be lost, then, you know, that's kind of, let's go on daily time frame. That would be, yeah, that would be a bit more bearish, and it opens the possibility for this monthly, still an untapped monthly level, 23,134, and possibly below the 20k area. Then we need to see what's going on, because like I said, if that happens, please allow me to clean the chart just a bit. If that happens, at that point in time, this SNR flip level would be lost. So this is the major level for the bulls. The bulls needs to defend this level. As long as that happens, you know, we've seen this push, maybe we get a retracement here, we can trade it back to the value are high, possibly higher, and why not even higher. But if this level would be lost, then, you know, that becomes a bit more bearish. And like I said, we still have this low here, 23,600 area. We do have that nice daily monthly level, have this monthly level, and then the 20k area comes into play also as additional confluence for this. And that's why I like to keep these monthly levels, although they are tapped, but I still like to keep them on the chart, because you can see, one could find some other confluences in this area and the reason why the price stopped here. But for me, this monthly is good enough, because you can see we do have wicks, but no daily close above this level. So that's why it's good to pay attention to the monthly level. A monthly level, it is an important level. Yes, this monthly level is very, very old, has been printed. Let's go on monthly time frame. So this level was printed actually here. So the price pushed to the downside, pushed to the upside, but as you can see, it is still important. Maybe not for a full reversal, but, you know, for a scalp towards a swing trade, this should do the job. So this is kind of my trading plan for this week. Let's see what's going on here. This could obviously hold, but this area kind of gives me more confidence, right? Let's see what's going on here. If not, the SNR flip level. If not, this monthly below. We need to see. And again, this, the high time frame SNR flip level, roughly the 25k area, also psychological area. If this area will be lost, then the next important area is actually the 20k area. Okay, so this is Bitcoin, and this is my trading plan for this week. Let's see if this will be a good plan or a bad plan, who knows. But these are the most important levels that we do have right now on the chart, at least in my opinion. Let's see if I have some questions. We have confirmation of break market structure on the monthly level last month. Just by taking this into consideration, Bitcoin has topped for this year. Very hard to say. Very hard to say. You know, the market structure is giving you the confirmation for the trend, but we also have levels. And the monthly change in market structure, it is important, but in between there are levels to trade. So I don't know. So it's like, for me, I like to trade it level to level, right? Definitely this, and just by looking at this chart, if we go to daily time frame and we hide everything else, right? I was expecting this area to be cleaned. I mean, the first push to the upside, obviously one would expect some sort of rejection. Let's go to weekly to see this better. The second time, you know, it's like we need to see what's going on here. We need to see what's going on. But here I was expecting this level to break and then more upside. Let's go to monthly, because you said we do have the change in market structure. Let's actually check if that's true. So boom, boom, boom. We see this, we see this, we see this. Then we start to see higher high, higher low, higher high. Now the price made a lower low, fair enough. But for continuation and for confirmation, I would like to see this. Boom, boom. So this is where we get the actual confirmation about the market structure. And also really, really important. For the moment, we don't have that. Yes, the price made a lower low, but a lower low is still a lower low. We need to see a lower high and a new lower low. And very, very important, and the way I like to trade this kind of situation, the market structure is one thing, but for confirmation, sorry, not this, I would like to see this lost. And in this scenario, lower low, maybe some sort of backtest, and then more downside. So for the moment, we need to wait because we don't have the confirmation. So for me, like I said, market structure really, very important, is giving you the trend, but also it is really important to lose some important support. And I would say this is important. Lose this one, and then yeah, the 20K area comes into play. We do have levels in between, yes, but as long as this, like I said, as long as this level is holding as support, more upside is possible, right? Support, more upside is possible. Support, more upside is possible. Lose this level, and then we get back to the bearish scenario. So for the moment, we need to see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking. Weekly level are just good for watch for potential. In my opinion, they are not relevant because they are, again, we do have opinions. I respect each opinion. I would always favor a high time frame level, meaning I would always favor a monthly over a weekly, but really important where it is. Because let's say I do have this. Let's say I do have a weekly level here, right? Please excuse my drawing, where we do have liquidity. This is a weekly. And this is a monthly in the middle of nowhere. Then I would pay attention to this level, the monthly above, great. So if we see something like this, boom, some sort of swing failure pattern, you know. But again, everything here, so no one is holding the truth, right? We're just sharing our opinion based on our experience, based on what we do. I respect each opinion as long as you have a trading journal and you can show me some results, right? Say, look, the monthly level are expected 70% of the cases. The weekly level are expected 50% of the cases over an extended period of time. So I've done this work. I check the reaction. I put down in my training journal. And let's say over a period of 2 or 3 years, this is what happened. Then I say, okay, fair enough. You're right. Let's pay attention to that. So until that happens, you know, I like to pay attention to daily levels. I like to pay attention to weekly level. I like to pay attention to monthly levels. Obviously, I'll always favor, and that's why I keep this folder with these monthly levels, right? Tapped, but still giving a decent reaction, at least so far, you know. This is how I like to do it. Let's see if we have more questions. Paul is doing the job. You're welcome. And like I said, no one, and this is the thing, no one is holding the truth. So we all have opinion, and sometimes we're wrong and sometimes we're right? This is trading. Imagine I hold the truth, then, you know, I'll be running these markets, you know, especially if I have enough money to, but this is just opinion. This is just level. And that's why we trade based on reaction. Imagine I'm 100% sure, I don't know, this level will give me a reaction. Then I just preset there and I step back, I do something else, but no. We need to pay attention to what's going on. If I see a good reaction, then I can actually trade. No reaction, it is what it is. And then we move to the next level on the chart. Losing a trade doesn't make you a good trader. Winning a trade doesn't make you a good trader. Losing a trade doesn't make you a bad trader. It's all about the average, in my opinion. And that's why I like to trade based on reaction. Yeah, so those are the questions right now. Let's move to, like I said, this is really, really, really important. Maybe on the Bitcoin chart, we're kind of in the middle here. I don't have like a very, very good setup as the one I had 2 weeks ago. It's in the middle, right? So we're kind of, as you can see, kind of an SNR flip level. The price is back testing this level, so we need to pay attention. But this is a very, very, very important level on the chart, right? And only by looking without no levels, nothing, we can see this gap, right? This gap, and this gap is holding as support for the moment, right? This gap on the S&P, obviously CME chart, ticker ES. So this is a very, very important level on the chart. Now let's start to put the technical analysis, and let's start with this one, right? So this is the high time frame that I have for you, and this is anything but new. And I said this, remember when the price was here, because the point of control of this was a very, very strong resistance. Now the price is trying to claim, but still resistance. Consolidation. I remember this range. This was a beautiful range. Swing failure pattern, and so on. Very, very nice range to trade. But then the price finally manages to claim the point of control. Remember, this is a high time frame range. So this range started in 2020. This is a high time frame range, a lot of information, and obviously these kind of levels are very, very well respected, right? So like I said, the price managing to claim the point of control here, and then the push to the upside. And if you check my streams from June, I was expecting to short this push here. However, we had this liquidity here, some stop losses here, but instead of this, boom, gap to the upside and up we go. So definitely if you trade based on reaction, then let's see what's going on. And when you see a gap like this and the price pushing, it is what it is. But imagine you choose to preset here for the swing failure pattern, then you're instantly stopped out, and I would say the slippage in this kind of situation is massive. And since then, we have the value area high of this range, and the value area high of this range was support. So nice back test, more upside is possible. Support, then more upside is possible. However, and because we talk about market structure, higher high, higher low, even here locally, higher high, higher low, higher high. So everything looks good and more upside is possible. Then we get this, which is kind of expected for this to see a back test. This gives you confidence that this level, the value are high, is defended. And now for continuation to the upside, one would like to see a new high on the chart. However, that was not the case, and the price stopped somewhere in this area, roughly the golden pocket. Why not? Because the golden pocket is respected on any kind of chart. But let's put this aside. This is a lower high. Now, if we check what's going on here locally, we can see that the price is trying to break the market structure, and actually it does. So high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we get high, low, higher high. This is the moment we get the confirmation about the change in market structure. Higher low, higher high. So once again, more upside is possible. But then we start to see this rejection, and now it is really important. Let me see if actually the price, okay, the price actually took this low, right? So in terms of market structure, and we're on daily time frame, so we do have this. So like I said, up to this point in time, everything was perfect. High, high, low. I will not take this into consideration. High. This is the first time the price is breaking the market structure, making a lower low. Locally here, the price is printing a bullish market structure up to the golden pocket, and then now we do have the lower low. So everything that's happening in this area is now invalidated because of this lower low, right? So we need a new count. Now, we need to pay attention to what's going on here, because this is a lower low, but it is also a swing failure pattern. But most important is this. The price here slowly starting to get acceptance below value area high of this range. So when you see something like this, a swing failure pattern for a scalp, that's okay. But for continuation, I would like to see the value area high of this range claimed. And then maybe we will see another rise. So it will look something like this. Let's say the price will do this: high, high, low, higher high, higher low, and so on. This could be the case. And maybe we will see this rise up to the local golden pocket, right? And then from here, we will see a new lower low. Who knows? I mean, we do have scenarios on the chart. If the first time worked, why not the second time, right? You see? Boom, boom, boom. Bearish market structure, bullish market structure locally, invalidated here. Swing failure pattern, you see a swing failure pattern, you trade a swing failure pattern, but you also pay attention to the next important level on the chart. Please allow me to clean the chart. Something like this, right? So for the moment, it is really, really important for the bulls to claim the value area high of this range. As long as the price is below the value area high, so back into the value area of this range, then I would favor the bearish scenario and I would favor more downside. Now, levels, we need to pay attention to this gap, because the price could actually fill the gap and then at least a push to the upside. So let's say the price will do something like this. Let's mark the gap. Let's say the low of this gap as an SNR flip level. Maybe we get a reaction, maybe not, but it's good to be aware. So maybe the price will do this, boom, swing failure pattern, and then the push could be a push to this. And if this will be flipped, so support, let's see what's going on here. But if this area will be flipped to resistance, then boom, I would favor this. But the other scenario could be this could actually claim this, and it could push once again to the value area high that we do have here. So those are scenarios on the chart. If we can't see anything like that and the price would just drop, then the next important level to the downside is actually the point of control, 41, 43, give or take. And obviously depending on the chart. So I like to chart on the CME chart. If you trade Owanda, this could be a bit different, but you know, the levels are pretty much the same. So this would be the next important level on the chart. And like I said, this is a very important SNR flip level, because it was support, then slowly lost, back tested, resistance. Now the price, if the price will get back here, I would expect some sort of reaction. And maybe then we'll see another push from here, and we can trade this to here or to the value area high. And depending on what's going on, we start to see another lower low, another lower high, another lower low. Then the bearish scenario comes into play, and one would expect lower and lower. We do have the value area low, but that's kind of low, right? Or we could see this, and then we start to see this, and the value area high claimed and back tested and flipped, and more upside is possible. So it is really important to understand these levels on the chart, these SNR flip levels, and let's pay attention to what's going on in this section. But definitely high time frame, as long as the price is below value or high, then I would expect sooner or later, doesn't mean it will happen tomorrow or the next day, but sooner or later, I would expect this, the point of control of this range and this entire SNR flip level. That would be the next important level. And then we can check the reaction and see what's going on there. Now, also, above the value are high, we do have a range, right? And when we see a range like this, then the next thing that I would like to do is pull a fixed range like this. And once again, value area high of the low range, value area low of the top range. You can see lost, backtest, down we go, lower low. Now we need to see also value area high, point of control doing the job here. So we do have levels in between to trade, right? This could be day trades towards swing trades. If you want to get involved into scalping here, definitely there are a lot of levels to trade. So let's see what's going on. But high time frame, as long as the range, the top range breaking to the downside, price getting acceptance back into the value area of this bigger range, then let's pay attention to the gap. But the next important high time frame level is actually the point of control, 41, 42. If the price manages to get acceptance to claim the value area high of the bigger range and get acceptance back into the value area of this range, then more upside is possible. Very, 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 very simple stuff. I'm going to keep this chart clean only with this high time frame idea. And now let's see what's going on. And remember, this pushing to the upside could potentially influence Bitcoin to push to the downside too. So let's pay attention to this chart. Like I said, if you are a scalper, definitely then you can go more in depth. You can mark the horizontal and so on and so on. But for me, I want to keep this high time frame idea. And now let's see what's going on. What the next move will be on the chart. Very, very important. The bulls needs to claim this area between the value area high of the bigger range, value area low of the local range, and then more upside is possible. As long as this area is resistance, more downside is possible. Very, very, very simple stuff. And the last chart that I would like to check with you all is actually gold, because like I said, we do have a lot of traders that are actively trading this swing scalps. So we need to pay attention to this chart too. So as always, let's start with the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, this is not a bearish chart, right? So just by looking at this, and I'm checking only what's going on here, this is definitely not a bearish chart. We can see this high printed in the 80s, right? Okay, just before I was born. Then the retracement, then this area, high, claim, back tested, consolidation here. Good time to trade this. Then the push to the upside, again retracement, and currently we do have this. Like I said, I mentioned this triple top, lots of liquidity, and we need to see what's going on there. And to put some perspective, obviously we need to start with our ranges. So let's start with this range, right? From here, basically this range is based since the price kind of manages to claim this resistance, right? So this range, I had more levels, but I like to keep the chart as clean as possible. So we do have this, right? So very, very important level, again, the value area high, right? The value area high, right? And the price was kind of dancing around, up, down, up, down, up, down, still is. So definitely when we see something like this, then we can enable the local range. This local range, obviously, again, you can pull this in many ways, but the main trading idea for this range was because we had the lower part of this range and the top part of this range. So basically the point of control here, and that was when the smart money were actually buying gold. As you can see, the volume down here, right? This is smart money buying, then the push to the upside, and my best case, they are selling in this area, who knows? But you can see the point of control here between 2013 and 2019. This accumulation area, right? A lot of volume, value area low here. So this is where the smart money buys. Then the push to the upside. And like I said, this is the, let's say the main idea here. Since the price managed to kind of claim and breaking this local range, breaking the point of control, now we do have the other area. And guess what? We do have another point of control here. You can see this is a big point of control. This is a big point of control. And now we need to see what's going on, because this is a very, very important level. You see the price pushing to the upside, taking the liquidity, pushing to the downside, taking the liquidity, back up, back down. And as you can see, we are just consolidating around this point of control, right? So this would be the main and the high time frame trading idea. Now let's get back to more local view, one daily time frame. So on daily time frame, like I said, this point of control, and this point of control is very, very, very important, right? This entire section of the chart, what happened in the last couple of weeks, is about losing or claiming this. Currently, as you can see, this is kind of flipped to resistance once again. And then we need to see what's going on. What are the next important levels on the chart? Now we can pull another range, and let's say this range, since the value area high was claimed, and let's see what do we have. Okay, so we do have this. We do have point of control, obviously is the same because this is the big volume. So for me, it's kind of indecision, right? For me, it's kind of indecision. Do we sell? Do we buy? We buy and we sell back. So something like that. So for me, this is indecision. This is just consolidation until we will see the bigger move. So in this kind of situation, I would keep this as day trade and scalps. And for bigger trades, I would like to see either higher or possibly lower until we get some sort of confirmation. Or I would like to see some sort of backtest, but a clean backtest, because for me, this is still, like I said, still indecision, still consolidation in this area. So let's see how much we actually have. So that's 5%. Okay, that's big for this chart. That is big, but we need to see. Definitely, I would definitely like to see the price pushing to the triple top, because I'm interested what the reaction here will be if we get a failed auction or a swing failure pattern, or if this will be flipped, and then definitely more upside is possible, and one would expect a new high on the chart. But if that will happen or not, that would be totally different story. For the moment, like I said, we are here, and again the price kind of lost the point of control, and this is what I was updating my team on Friday. So lost, back tested, and now once again we need to see what's going on here. Let's put back the horizontals here, and we do have weekly. The price action above this weekly was tremendous. We were looking at this chart. I think this was on Wednesday. This happened during the live stream, and the price action was just tremendous above this level. Then we do have this daily also tapped. We do have an untapped daily level here, so that's 90.20. Again, I'm charting on Wanda chart. We do have another daily level here, 1908, and another weekly here, untapped weekly level, 1889, together with this. So I would keep this for the moment as scalps and day trades. Let's see if the price could actually push here. Let's see if we have the golden pocket too. Okay, fair enough. We do have the golden pocket just above this one. Let's go to lower time frame. Let's go to 1 hour. Let's see if we actually have something to work with here. I would like to see this range, the local range. So we do have the point of control here. Right, so the point of control. Now price pushing. So yeah, this area looks interesting for another push to the point of control. So that's 0.27. Doesn't seem much, but for this chart, that's a solid scalp towards a day trade. Also, we do have liquidity in this area, so high liquidity, some liquidity taken here, but still. And then, so let's pay attention to this area too. So we do have liquidity, and to the downside, like I said, we do have this golden pocket, right? We do have the golden pocket here, so this could always give a reaction. And then we do have this one, right? And then we do have the low. But in this scenario, so if the price starts to make starts to lose these lows, make lower low, especially if it flip this, then would open the possibility for lower, right? So maybe we'll see this one. This weekly actually looks good, because this weekly, right, if the price will manage to push to the downside here, we do have liquidity, we do have the weekly, right? We still have the, come on, I need to go to daily. We still have the bigger golden pocket here, right? So the golden pocket the first time, that would be the second touch of this. So take the liquidity. We do have a weekly level here. So this could be an interesting area. This could be also an interesting area if this one will break and so on. This could be an interesting area to trade. And below we do have the monthly. So like I said, high time frame, right? We need to see what's going on with the point of control here, right? We need to see what's going on with this big point of control. Claim this one, right? And then we get another push to this area, value area high. Then if not, the value area low should be in order, like high time frame. This is the big question. Now, because we're in the middle here, this doesn't give me the possibility of a very, very good trade, because I don't have a good invalidation. If the price moves here, and let's say I would like to short this, right? My invalidation is very, very close, right? And the bigger target should be the point of control, possibly lower. But in this situation, I do have a very, very good R&R for this trade, right? Also, if the price moves to this area, right, then I do have very, very clean invalidation, especially if we get a swing failure pattern or even a failed auction. It's a very close invalidation. And then we do have this, right? So again, the R&R for the trade is very, very good. Where if I would like to trade here for something more than just a scalp, then technically the invalidation is where? The invalidation, let's say below this low, but technically we should have it here, which then the target should be this one. You see, the R&R is not that good, right? So that's why when the price is somewhere in the middle, we do not have the best situation possible. So what do? We keep it as a day trade, a scalp, make some money, you know, and wait for more clarity. And what I said, same story I said on the Bitcoin chart. So when the price is here, I do have a clear setup, I do have a clean invalidation, and the possibility for more upside is just huge. Where here, yes, I do have a level, right? Let's see, should be this one. So I do have the point of control. I can use this low for a swing failure pattern, right? And then maybe more upside is possible, but again, we're kind of in the middle of this range. So I would like lower to actually to long, or possibly higher based on liquidity grab, could be here, or even here for a short. So that would give me a very, very close invalidation, and a possibility for more upside or more downside are just very, very good. And that is a very, very nice trade based on the risk to reward ratio for that trade. So yeah, that would be gold, right? That would be S&P. I guess a very, very, very important level. This is very, very important level. Bitcoin, yes, sure, we're here. We do have levels to the upside. We do have levels to the downside, so we can trade. But this one, this is massive. This is massive. And yeah, let's see. I'm very, very curious about what will happen, what the next move will be on the chart. Okay, that would be my trading plan for this week. Let's see if we have some more questions. So no more questions. Hopefully everyone understood what's going on with this chart. What's my trading plan for today? Maybe it will be a good one, maybe it will be a bad one. I know what I'm wrong, I know what I'm right. And like I said, sometimes you have to take a loss, not the end of the world. Just move to the next trade as long as you have the risk management in place. Again, if you like what we are doing here, Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget about our free Discord. We're posting there very, very important and high time frame SNR flip levels, and not only, so very, very important information on the chart. If you want to go more in depth, Safehouse, this is our website where you can find modules. Like I said, we do have daily updates. We do have live trading session. Obviously, we do have Discord where we do our best to update in real time. And I guess that would be all for this week. Next week, Victor will be here, and next week I'll come again. I will do my best to share my trading ideas with you all. Until then, thank you for everything. Cheers and bye bye.